Welcome back and getting right to our live guest tonight. Joining us is Wesner Pierre. He is the CEO of Partnership with Children, a group that's focused on supporting our students here in the city. Wesner, thank you so much for being with us here on State of Our Schools tonight.
Hi, Amanda. Thank you for having me.
Of course. A whirlwind 24 hours for students, not just here in the city, but really all across the country. What happened in Texas, the repercussions of that tragedy nationwide, just another example of the trauma that students are experiencing at school. And couple that with the impacts of the pandemic over the past 2.5 years. In your opinion, where and how do our students need to be supported right now?
Well, again, thanks for having me, Amanda. And I want to start us by really grounding us in the acknowledgement of this horrific act in Uvalde. Our love, our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers really go out to the families and that community. I cannot begin to imagine what they're going through now. And really, here at Partnership with Children, the work that we do is really grounded in sort of trauma-informed practices. And we're a nonprofit that unleashes the potential for New York City school children to learn and thrive, especially who are facing trauma and loss in their life. And there are some examples of that we've seen locally here in New York: lack of housing, financial insecurity, food insecurity, and of course, the effects of this pandemic that continue to ravage our communities of color.
Now, how is Partnership with Children working to fill those gaps, and how is the presence being felt inside of city schools? What do those programs look like for students?
Yeah, so here at Partnership with Children, we place clinically trained social workers in safe spaces in schools across the city. These social workers are loving, trusted adults who we know are the key to helping children cope with trauma, and more importantly, continuing to learn and improve their social and emotional skills. And so we know that there are a myriad of things that our children are coming to our buildings with challenges that they have. We know that they're hungry. We know that in those moments where they're dealing with the effects of prolonged stress, which can be toxic to their ability to learn and their ability to develop healthy relationships, that we can't expect them to show up and put all that behind them and be focused in the classroom. And so that's where we truly step in and provide outlets and opportunities for our young folks to connect to caring adults.
And that's so important because we continue to talk throughout this pandemic about the impact that mental health has on education. Do you have any way to measure the impact that the resources provided through Partnership with Children are having on the students who are involved?
Yeah, so we serve over 30,000 children in 67 schools throughout the city, and I am proud to work with such an incredible team of leaders and change makers in supporting our youth and families. And this also includes the work of the Center for Arts Education, which brings the healing effects of the arts to help children express their emotions. So we know that this is working because we actually connect with our young folks, right? So those are our numbers of serving. However, what we've seen is 87% of our young folks have expressed that their relationships with adults, caring adults, have improved, and they feel more security and safety, and they have more confidence and ability to cope with some of their challenges that they come to the building with.
And Wesner, real quickly, because I know parents are going to watch this and maybe are unsure whether or not Partnership with Children has a presence in their school community, how can they find out? How can they get connected to you if not?
So partnershipwithchildren.org is the website, and you'll be able to see what locations we're at. You also, if you aren't aware that we're in a school building, you can reach out to your principal to make sure that they connect with us as well. We're open to exploring additional opportunities and making sure that our presence during these critical times are felt throughout the city.
Wesner Pierre, thank you so much for the work you and Partnership with Children is doing to make sure that our children are supported during such an important time for that.
Thank you, Amanda.
Be well.